knocking. Whether you Louboutin it up or Reebokin, you see the hate that they serving on a platter. So what we gon'?
Do you give us consent for using you in this video?
I do.
Thank you.
It was never that serious. Like, yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to hang out with the Pakistan girl. I just go over there. It wasn't.
Okay, so your cliques were defined, but they weren't strict in their rules. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you call Girls High just a crowd in itself?
Yes, I would. That's a good question. I would. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can get down with that. Yep.
Because it seems like Girls High seemed to merge all of the cliques together, and everybody had that same general respect for each other. And because it was that same general respect, and all cliques kind of came together, it seems like that is the crowd.
Yeah.
The Girls High itself was a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I would. That's good. Girls High is the crowd. But that was back then. I don't know about it now.
You know about now.
Yeah.
But back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you give us consent for putting you and baby Brielle on the camera?
Yes.
Thank you.
Parents.
Parents. Can you explain why?
Because I think they're our first teachers, and I think they should be our introduction into the different stages of life. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely just sitting down talking to your child. Constant communication with your children, a parent-child is not being afraid to talk to your child about anything, because they're going to learn it, they're going to find out about it.
In your ideal world,
So in the world that I could put together,
that you could put together, how would the relationship between the parents and the adolescent be, so that it could be conducive?
what I've learned recently that I've heard is we can't be like a controller. We have to be someone who would be, we have to be kind of open with the child, I think, to a certain extent. There has to be a friendship, even like there has to be a friendship to a certain extent. There has to be a comfort, and there has to be a trust, and there has to be, you have to allow your child to know that I was there before. And how would they know that? They would only know that through you sharing your experiences with them. Maybe not everything, but you would have to, they would have to know your life. They would have to know that this was real. Like, I was here before, and this is what happened to me, and this is how I dealt with it. Or this is what may happen to you, and here are some choices, and this is what you shouldn't do. So just, they have to trust you. They have to trust you, and there has to be a friendship, because you have to be able to have that kind of communication. Like, if they can communicate with their friends, what makes their friends someone they can communicate with? So I think some of those qualities you have to adapt, not in a wrong way. Still that we're the parents, but it has to be some kind of a friendship. I don't know, because you would take advice from your friend,
Right?
You know. So.
Thank you. Do you give verbal consent for your face to be shown in this video?
Of course. Here comes my niece. Well, I could go as far back as to when I was a child. We had like Aladdin, Cinderella, where it was always like the female was like this real soft, prissy, stay in a house type person, and they were always being rescued. So it always displayed the guy as like the macho person. It always displayed the guy as like the rescuer, or just I'm the man and I'm here to save you and all that good stuff. So yeah, and as of now, I think things are starting to be a little bit more different in terms of gender socialization. Like, the females are more independent, more I depend on myself type of thing. And they have a lot of girls who show more, I don't want to say like male traits, but more like assertive, dominating type traits. And they show a lot of roles where guys are more feminine or sometimes even more relaxed than
Do you think that's a good or a bad, or does it depend on
honestly, I think it's a good thing because it's kind of showing females like another way. I think back in the day they just focused on the woman being like the housewoman or like the caretaker rather than being the go-getter that they could be. And I think now that they're showing more females being the go-getter and the guys not always being submissive, being more like an equal, then I think that's a really good idea. I think that's really.
Do you give consent for us to use you in our video?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Some negatives, that like what you post, everybody can see it. So, I mean, I personally had experience with that. Got in trouble for something I posted, but yeah, I realized that everybody can see what you post and everything. So, I mean, it just, goes to show you, like, like different stuff about, what you do, affects whatever, but there's some good stuff about it. You can hook up with people, that you haven't seen in a while. Be like, you want to, hang out or something, and it just like, reunites people. So I think that's really great. Use of technology and everything.
Okay, and you feel like that's healthy for adolescents, or you feel like it's healthy for you?
It is if you're not on it 24/7.
Yeah, okay.
I know people who are like always on it. They got it on their phone ready and everything, like during class and all. But I mean, really, I use it like like off and on. But, yeah.
Okay. And do you give consent for us to use you in this video?
Just this video.
Alright.
Very sarcastic. I think it was definitely an atmosphere where you either sing or swim. It was like two different type of groups. And yeah, so I guess in a general sense, that was what it was. Looking for any more.
Okay. Do you think that affected you into adulthood?
Yeah, I think it definitely did. It helped me. On one end, it tarnished my growth and development because it taught me a lot of different or negative things that I brought right into adulthood. In terms of how you view people, how you look at people. You first start now, you bring in high schools, you look at them up and down, you analyze them, you scrutinize them. And I think a lot of that was a direct result of high school. Then I think the positive sides to it was that it taught me how to think, it taught me how to be sharp, it taught me how to be kind of independent, which you need in the transition to adulthood, and kind of fend for yourself, know how to handle your own, so there's a balance to it.
And do you give us consent to using you in this video? Thank you.
I say around like 15 because you're going to high school where like most of the problems happen inside your high school year, from doing drugs, having sex, fighting all day around over the dumbest reasons. And that's the year where you're supposed to start, like, everybody says a young adult, like a young lady or a young man. So I say like 15.
Okay, 15. Do you feel do you feel decision making and adulthood are connected?
Yes.
Okay, how?
Because as an adult, you have to make a decision about your kids, your life, or like people that you hang around with. So as you have to make a decision, it can affect your life either way.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Marquise.
Thank you, Marquise.
Yeah.
And do you give us consent for using you in this video?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
because of issues in school, maybe, and they may not feel as though the parents or whoever, because they're older, can't relate to them. So when it comes to like peer pressure and stuff like that, I'm sure even though they've been through it, they'd rather hear it from somebody that's their age.
Okay. So would you encourage that they try to connect more to their family or to?
Yeah, I mean, because the family, they have wisdom, like they're older, so they know what they're talking about.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tamika. Do you give us consent for using you in this video?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Do I have to sign it?
No. It's a verbal consent.
I want to. Faith definitely influences me in a lot of different ways. A lot of times when I feel like I can't do something, or something is not happening, or it's taking too long, and you know, I go to my brothers and sisters and they encourage me, and a lot of times they say, hey, just rely on the faith that you have in you. It doesn't matter if it's big or small.
Do you give us consent for using you in this video?
Yes.
Alright.
I feel that it's a good thing to do it because some girls, like, they don't understand the fact of sex, and they take it overboard, and that's why now there's like girls getting pregnant in different situations, and then they also have like STDs, and I think that that's a good thing that everybody actually, like, people actually take time to come out and actually see what's going on with girls, like their problems and stuff.
I agree with her. I'm about to say the same thing. She said mostly everything.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add to it?
I feel that she went a little overboard because, like, some people, like, they was listening, and then, like, when she started talking about further is STDs and HIV, like syphilis and stuff, like, people didn't get it, and then I was like, well, maybe she should go back to just like the regular, like, intercourse, sex, condoms, stuff like that. But she was like telling us that about STDs and how bad it could be, and then something's like, and then some stuff like treated and stuff like that. But she did a good job.
Do you think there's an age that's too young for like sex education? Is some schools who's bringing it in at like elementary school level? Like, do you think that's too young to know, like, to learn about sex and stuff like that, or do you think it's
Elementary school, that's like
no, I say like they can start at 8th grade, because 8th grade is the official year when they start going to high school. And when I got to high school, I learned a lot of different things when I was into grades.
Okay, you have anything you want to add? Alright, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Do you give us consent for using you in this video?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
We can take a whole 9 yards on responsibility, actually the importance of responsibility, taking responsibility. We might not have known the true importance of that. Let's look at school. You're responsible to do your work, get there in a timely fashion, which actually prepares you for work. A lot of people just believe, some work you don't take things home, you don't have projects due. It's a lot of work and responsibility, and realizing that things given to you in high school, so on, actually got you prepared for